Hey y'all, Ben with Looking Real here. Welcome back to the channel. As I said in an earlier post, I was on vacation on a cruise with my family. Had a pretty good time. I wanted to start off by first saying I have made a commitment to myself to be consistently uploading a YouTube video once a week. So since I was on vacation, I have not been able to get out fishing. I kind of have a different video today, so I'm kind of considering this video like a maintenance video. So the first thing that we're going to have some maintenance on is my tackle, all my rods, reels, line. I don't want to ramble on too long, so let's jump into this video. Forgive the mess, guys. But you can see, got all my bass rods here except for like one or two that I have in the garage that don't have reels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 10 combos. I want to, use all my rods because I haven't used half of them in a while. Even though I have got a couple new setups, I want to use all of them. So I want to have all of them have a purpose. How a lot of other bass fishermen fish is they have a bait per rod, basically. I'm going to have all my baits that I'm going to be using fishing all tied up, or at least hopefully all tied up, just so I don't have to be tying all the time, tying on lures. And possibly new line, switching up the baits as we go. So let's get started. Let's go through all the line I have. 14 pound, that's that 40 pound. Put that on that other rod. Don't know what poundage that is. This is that 20 pound Power Pro, 6 pound, 50 pound. That could be fun to use. Well, that's good to know that I have this. What's this pink stuff? Also 50 pound. Interesting. That's kind of fun. I can maybe use that too. Here's this braid that sucks. It's because it's 10 pound. I hate this stuff. There's probably actually nothing wrong with it. I've had it break on me so many times. Okay, so let's go through these. Let's get all of the rod sheaths off. Gotta keep your rods nice. I know these won't protect it from too much, but at least protect it from scratches. Okay, this is the other carbon light. That is my A-rig setup slash swim bait setup that I've gotten a lot of flack in my comments about my, what is it, 20 pounds, right? Yeah, 20 pound test line. So we may end up switching that out for some higher strength line here. So this one needs new line for sure. Okay, what's the deal with this one? We're going to turn this one around. Those are our probablys. Let's start with the for sures. And this rod will help us with the rest. So I had to do some modifications to this reel when I was messing with it last week to put it back into commission. I was having some issues with had to add some, I don't know what they call them, like spacers under the spool here for it was loading the line all wonky, and that's why I haven't really been using it. So I think I fixed it enough that it's usable now. Oh, that's not how you take care of your stuff. Okay, nice part about this one is it's a two-piece. So we'll put that over there. Hopefully no one sits down and breaks everything. Likely would be me. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big believer in I don't throw a lot of things away. My wife can attest to that because I just see the use in reusing things. So a lot of these old reels are going to have multiple layers of different braid on them because, as you can see, I have quite a few different kind of braid combinations going on here that are all kind of the same. And I just didn't realize until later that it was like that. I'll do it like that. That'll work. All right, so what I just did was I'm cutting the A-rig off of the A-rig rod. I decided I wanted to change my mind. Since this is 20-pound test, I can still use this. Like, I don't just like throwing away line for no reason. And it's pretty new line, this blue stuff. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to put that on this reel. One, it would match pretty good with those blue accents. But two, it's a 20-pound test, which is pretty good for a typical spinning setup. So what we're going to do now is reel this in. Then we're going to take the reel off of this rod, just so I'm not having to mess with this rod. What I'm going to do is there's barely any left on here. Like I said, I have a hard time throwing stuff away. So let's use the rest of this. Because it's the exact same line. So what we're going to do, again guys, you may do this differently than me, but I'm having my budget in mind. Ideally, I would like just to throw a new line 100% on every single reel that I feel like needs it. But someone was nice enough to put backing on this for me, which might have been me. We're just going to tie a double uni knot like usual. What's right here? This is my very special spooling tool that I like to use. I just toss this through the spool and hold it in between my feet. And what we'll do is toss this back on here, because it's easier to hold. And then we'll go like this. So I like to keep the drag pretty tight. And then I just use the friction and we start wrapping. Okay, so we got the that little bit left put onto that reel. Looks pretty nice. And now we're going to attach that to our bait caster here. I don't know if you guys can actually see the difference in color. Probably not, but like it's the same braid, but one is already much more sun faded than the other. It's kind of funny. I also learned another trick that you can do is wrap your line around your rod a couple times, and that will actually put tension on the line, and then you just spool it up like this. And I'm going to just barely put my toe on the bait caster just to make sure we're not backlashing on the bait caster as we spool the rest. But yeah, can you see that color change now? How it's way lighter now than like the blue here. So that's like the sun faded line that I've been casting with. You know what? I think we're able to use all of it. Yep, look at that. Right on the money. And now we're to our backing on the bait caster, which I forgot I left some of that on for backing. So that's good. We're to the backing. So I don't know if you can see the color difference from before versus now. It's hard with the GoPro, can't really see if it's focusing. But it is quite a bit darker. Maybe still not as dark as the little bit that's on the back of it, but it looks pretty good on that, I would say. Take this one back off. So now this guy's pretty much done, just needs a leader, but I want to decide what I'm throwing on it first. So that'll be later down the line. So we'll toss that there. Hey guys, just wanted to say we have reached 150 subscribers on YouTube, and I cannot thank you guys enough. If you guys are new here, please click that subscribe button down below if you like this kind of content or if you like other fishing content. And let's get on with the video. This bait caster now. So I would like to tie, let's see, what's gonna go with this red scheme here? We got to decide. We got the 50-pound pink. Doesn't really go with the red. Almost, kinda. We got the 50-pound multicolor. That's pretty nice, but I don't think that goes with it very well. The gray does if it was gray, but it's blue and gray. Or I got the, nope, that's 10-pound. 40-pound hammer braid camo. That might do her. We might put the camo on this guy. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put 40-pound. We're gonna put 40-pound on this guy. I know there's some faded line on here. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to transfer, because you know this is also recycled from when I was throwing topwater before, when I had a frog before. Put this onto this spool to get the sun faded section out, and then that way the newer no fray section should be on the end. So I'll do that real quick and we'll get back to it. All right, so I got that all done. So as you can see, that is pretty sun faded right there. So we're gonna now tie this double uni knot again for the millionth time. We are now tied to the backing. Just scratch my rods while I'm at it. So now we should be able to do this same trick here. Put that there. We'll just use the pressure on this one. There you have it. Obviously, I could fill that up a bunch more. And I kind of feel like I shoulda. I just didn't know, couldn't remember. About 150 yards of this. Yeah. Ideally, I'd like to have more on there, but that's okay. That should be good for that one. Much more gooder now. Definitely not as ugly as before. Okay, so I got this toadfish rod. It's also a two-piece. I forgot about that. That I want because it's all sun faded. As you can see, it's really pale. So there's fresh line behind it. So I'm going to cut this leader off. Then my idea is to spool it onto this reel, so then that would actually make it how I want it, and then I also have to put it back on another spool, and then I can spool it back onto here. It seems convoluted, but it's what I want. So we're just gonna, I think that's how that's gonna work. So we're just gonna go with it. And we're just gonna wrap and wrap again, and then we can put it back on the same reel. But this way you have this fresh line on the outside again. So one, it looks good. Two, it's smooth, has no frays at all. Even if you cut the frays off, like all that line that you keep pushing out, you know, will fray slightly over time. So this way you're getting like basically fresh line, but you don't have to buy more line. And I kind of like that this line came on that reel. This is my dad's combo, actually. It's a toadfish combo, but I believe this is the line that came on the combo because it matches the color super well. So that's a big reason why I'm hesitant to like put different line on it, because it's, I'm sure I can find light blue, like that's light blue, but that's freaking 50 pound. But it's like this turquoise or whatever color. So all right, so we got that. Should be good now.
So now we just get that back on there. So you can see, super faded. I mean, the line's still good, don't get me wrong. But let's get it all back on there now. And there you go. Look at that. Look how much better that looks. It like actually matches now. That's exciting. Looks brand spanking new. Sweet. Okay, so this reel's done. So next is going to be this one. This line looks pretty good, but I think there's different line under here. In fact, I'm positive there is. So we're gonna take it off and see what's going on under there. Okay, so we got the green off, which was this much, and as you can see, it's super sun faded, but it was this 10-pound Bass Pro Shop. You can see the difference in color, how sun faded it is, but I'm gonna get this off because this stuff freaking sucks. I don't know if anyone else has experienced it, but I really hate this line. I may end up just chucking all this, but it's hard for me to do that. So we're gonna get all of it off and we're gonna put something else on there. All right, so we got all that nasty braid off. Obviously not as gross at the back end of it, but I had like this crazy like 20-pound test, maybe even more, mono as backing. That's crazy. So we're gonna use this Eagle Claw 6-pound test as the backing for this 3000 size reel. Let's grab this, put our handy dandy pencil on the ground, and very loosely start this, and we're just going to try and get enough of a wrap around it so I can see like a slight blue hue all the way over it. That looks good. You guys can see that. That looks nice. I'm liking that. Now I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but we're recycling. This should be 20-pound test, so that's going to get a lot of the area of what I'm using a lot of this stuff for. That wasn't very much, so then we'll add the rest of this. Man, I don't know if you guys can see, but that got that rod super green. See, it's on my hands, so nice. I mean, the color scheme isn't fantastic, but I love high-vis colors, so that looks great. Used most of that, which is good. End up probably using it, but we'll probably take it off that thing because I thought it was going to work well, but it's way better just to put it on these old spools and do it that way. But that looks good. So that's another one down. All we need to do is, let's take it off. We'll flip it, and that'll be good. Can you see that color difference? Probably kind of hard on the GoPro, but it is faded. That's like new line. That's that sun faded line. It wasn't too bad, but since we're doing all this, might as well make everything look nice and fresh. So, all right, so this Lew's, I believe it's a 2000, has this like texture right here, but I think I'm still going to put backing on it. Might as well just do everything the same. I got the line for it, why not? Just put a little bit of backing on it. Again, it probably doesn't need it, but I think that's what we're going to do here. So now we're getting this spooled up. Sweet. So that's fresh and new again. We got some green line going on these last couple. Not a bad color combo. It's just good to get a use out of all this line, in my opinion. We're really getting stacked up now. We're actually just gonna go from reel to reel on this one. And would normally just put this straight on, but this is that freaking like 20-pound backing again. It's just whack. Whoever thought of that crap? They have that hue change there. Again, I may be doing too much, but you know, it's fine. All right, we got that all on a spool. So all that, oh geez, I'm getting real colorful. So all that sun faded stuff you can see right there, that's gonna be down at the bottom like we've been doing. Okay, now we will just struggle bus again. Wrap it around twice. Yeah, I got all that sun fade on there, so take a good look at it now. I mean, it's still yellow-ish. Man, you can really feel the difference in the line. All right, look at that. Look at that yellow. That's what I'm talking about. Nice and fresh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, look at that. Look at that fade. We definitely got to do this one. We definitely have to do it. We're back. We're back on the old reliable GoPro. We're almost there. This is the last one we're spooling up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about, baby. Oh, shoot. Oh, boy, look at that. Nice and fresh. Feels fresh. Super clean. That's good. All right, let's see the final product of our hard work today. Got the Nasky, like the one we just finished. Super fresh. Camo bait caster, fresh. Could have used a little bit more line, but that's fine. We got our two greens. Looking fresh. Oh yeah. And then we got our other yellow. Looking super fresh. And we got our blue looking hella good. Like it was meant for it. Heck yeah.
Alright all, that's all I have time for in today's video. All we were able to get done in this video was get new line on most of my reels. Pretty happy with the results. They all look brand new again and they feel great. I'm really excited for this transition into early spring to have what feels like almost brand new line. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. With all that being said, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it, and then we'll catch you in the next video.